How much would that cost for you to fight?
13-year-old
Tyson.
13-year-old.
We'll
how
go
much
teenager.
do we know?
Can I strap pillows to my head?
No, dude. What you're wearing right now.
Do we know how much he weighed or how even tall is he?
Let's say 185 as a 12-year-old.
He's 185.
185.
So he weighs more than me now as a 12-year-old.
He's a stocky boy.
And he's what, 5'9"?
Let's say 5'4".
Oh.
5'4".
At 13?
Oh, yeah.
185, 5'4". Okay, he was probably like 120.
Yeah,
he was probably
I would probably
120.
say, I'm going, because he was probably a built kid. I would probably say 5'4", 140.
And you boxing him too?
Look at that kid.
You boxing him?
This is him at 13.
That's him at 13.
Get the fuck out of my face.
By the way, him at 13 clears this room.
Yeah.
He walks through all of us. That's a 13-year-old kid. Dude, there was this kid that I knew when I was 13
Look
years
at his
old.
bicep.
There's this dude that I knew named David, and I'm not going to give his full name, but he was like the biggest badass in our group of friends in multiple neighborhoods.
Mm-hmm.
He was just like this big fucking kid that could fight. Like he would hit kids and you'd be like, oh God. He fought like two of the most dangerous kids in my middle school in like a triple threat match one day where it was just like, they're all fighting. You're like, yeah, goddamn. But David was friends with my friends and I became friends with David. And we would hang out when I was 12 and 13. We'd hang out at this girl Laura's house behind the Circle K. Mm-hmm. Her mom had a townhouse. And we could go over there and smoke weed. We're like 12 and 13. We'd smoke cigarettes. We're all in the basement. She was banging. It was crazy. She was banging our friend Sam. He was like 15. She was like 12.
The mom? Oh, the girl. Oh.
The mom, I think.
Oh, my God.
The mom, I think, now looking back.
Just slides in. We were getting molested.
Oh, yeah, dude. She was sucking our dicks. We didn't want it. He said, yeah, her dad was a real nice guy. He'd only play with our butts if we said yes. So, no, we would go over
like the father from Butterfly Effect.
Yeah, we would go over to this house after school in middle school. So we'd like ride the bus home, then we'd all get our bikes, and we'd go to Circle K, and then we'd try to get cigarettes by asking people to, like buy cigarettes. So this group just keeps growing. Eventually, my friend's older brother starts hanging out. And I liked his older brother, but he had a couple friends that were 16, and we're 13. His friends were pieces of shit. So we're all over at Laura's house, and we're like hanging out, partying. We're like 12. It's fucking very not cool that was happening.
Yeah.
But we're like fucking hanging out, and then they're like, oh, they're not going to let David in. And he went by his last name, so I keep wanting to call him his last name. And they're like, yeah, they're not going to let him in. And I was like, why are they going to let him in? And they're like, I don't know. He's yelling at Sam. And I was like, what do you mean he's yelling at Sam? And I go upstairs. Dude, my friend David at 13 years old, beat the fuck out of 3 16-year-olds with ease. When I say with ease, like he grabbed one of them and was like, wham! Wham! And then just let go and grab the other one and was like, wham! And you're like, David, stop! And it's like,
he's making direct eye contact with you while
they hung out with this 20-year-old cowboy that hung out with these 16-year-olds. This big dude that was 300 pounds. He got involved and beat up David. And we're like, yeah, you're 20. You beat up a 13-year-old. And by the way, kind of a fight for a little bit.
Oh, my God.
And then dude, David had some of the craziest stories I've ever seen. When like MMA started getting big and they started doing those tough man competitions, he would go to like Greeley, Colorado and like fight in these like unsanctioned
How
cage.
old?
We were like, I was in college, so we were like 20, 21.
Oh, my God.
Dude, it's fucking crazy. One time...
So he just had a gift for it.
He could just fight. Yeah. He had an older brother that beat the shit out of him. Yeah. His older brother lives in New York. And sometimes he like calls me. He's like, dude, this guy was...
Can I get tickets, dude?
Is he still alive?
Yeah. He's married. He's like, calm down. Guy's great. I think he's pretty successful. I don't know. I haven't talked to him.
He's a nightmare in PTA, but otherwise...
Yo, dude, don't cross him at a T-ball game.
Yeah.
But there's our guys like... we don't realize that there's like guys like Mike Tyson that don't go into boxing and become contractors. And they're just like, I'll fuck your shit up.
Just waiting to be cut off in traffic.
So that's what I was going to tell you. That's the craziest story I've ever heard. So David, my mom loved David, and David would like come over because my house was like where you could smoke weed and drink, and that at an appropriate time at 15, not at 12. But people used to be able to come over. My mom was like, cool that because if we weren't driving, this guy. So David would come over and get high all the time. One time I'm at my house with like one of my other friends, and David comes over. He's like, yeah, dude, the craziest shit just happened to me. I was like, what happened? He's like, I was driving and this van cut me off. So I went and I cut the van off, and it was a dude in a suit, and he kept trying to fucking run me off the road. So I told him at a light, pull over. We'll pull over this 7-Eleven. And I was like, what happened? He's like, I pulled over to the 7-Eleven. He got out and I beat the fuck out of him. And then I got back in my car and left. And I went, you beat the fuck out of a dude wearing a suit in a minivan? Like, what a double loss to take. What a double loss. You're just like, oh, fuck, that was rough. And then you're like brushing off your slacks. You're like,
Yeah.
God.
You have rips in them. You're like, well, this tie's
you
ruined.
sit back in your kids' Cheerios on the seat.
Yeah, you go, God, the fucking... his binky fucking was right here on it. Yeah, dude. And David's not
Put
one
it
of
in your mouth.
David's not one of those guys to make up a story like that. Like he just said it so
crazy.
matter of factly. I was like, "Where did this happen?" And he told me the 7-Eleven, and I was like, "I mean, that's on the way to my house." And he's like, "Yeah." I was like, "That's fucking crazy."
Dude.
Some guy's just like, because you know when you get road rage, and then he probably saw that the kid was like 17, 18. He's like, pull over. And the kid's
Right.
like, all right, I'm going to give you a man ass whooping. And they got out, and Clark was just like,
That's the thing where they think they're going to wield their old dude strength on you, and
Nah,
they don't
man.
even get the chance to have their
There's some
hands on you.
psychotic teenagers running around.
Yeah, man. Those are the kids in my neighborhood, especially in Crown Heights, that it's like I see people like sometimes get that like white, like out of my way and like disrespect for no reason. It's not really necessary. It's not like a bagel place or whatever.
I've always said it, and I've said it on stage before, the one thing that black comedians lack in their impression of white people is our cuntiness, our inherent cuntiness. When it comes to being like, excuse me, like that. Like, don't fucking say that, dude. Those kids will fucking light you up.
Yeah. Saying it twice too, and that quickly, and that's
excuse me, and then they're like, what?
Oh,
yeah.
I've seen some real close calls where somebody like then started shouting, and the person, the white, justifiably like cowered into a ball and then skirted out of the place, and it's like, good for you, get the fuck out.
What's up, white people? We're the new roly-polies.
Yeah.
We're like,
Did you also call those water bugs? It was like three different. There's like
White
water
people?
bugs, potato bugs. No,
white,
roly-polies.
I'll call white people water bugs. I don't give a fuck.
Potato bugs applies too.
What's up, you fucking water bug? I like that. Dude, hey, Alex, can you check if water bug is already a racial epithet?
Yeah, we've been saying
How do you
something
say
terrible
epitaph?
about
Yeah.
epitac or epicac. That's the thing that makes you puke,
vomit.
right?
But dude, yeah, teenagers that can fight are always like, there was this kid that moved to my town in like 8th grade from Pueblo, which is like all Mexican in Colorado. And this kid showed up. Yeah, Pueblo. This kid showed up. His name was Jerry Garcia. And he was like choloed the fuck out.
Oh my
like,
god.
Top
like
button.
wife beater.
Yeah.
Like Dickies. Like had really no forehead because his hair just started slicked back.
The
there.
Eddie Winslow.
Terrifying older brother that would drop him off at school.
No.
But Jerry was very cool, very soft spoken. But my friend Byron, one time, my best friend Byron, we were in English class, and fucking he's walking back to his seat, and Jerry Garcia's up walking back to his seat, and he's like, hey, he didn't even make a fucking Grateful Dead joke. He goes, hey, where are Jerry's kids? Or something like that. Dude, this guy fucking in a tight English class row of desks.
Yeah.
Got off like 7 shots on Byron. Like, and then we found out he was a Golden Gloves champ in Pueblo. Like, he fucking lit. Like, Byron's like, yeah. Dude, we were talking about it over Christmas. I was like, remember that kid lit you up in 7th grade? He's like, fuck yeah, that kid came out of nowhere. And then
like a hyena.
and then we find out, he was like, yeah. And then he was cool as fuck. He was cool as, by the way. That didn't start any problems. Byron ended up being like, I'm sorry, fuck, I'm sorry, I'm joking. And then we're like, hey, Jerry, we're fucking cool with you, dude. And then he was like, yeah, man, I'm fighting in Golden Gloves here down in Denver. And you're like,
That kind of happened to me, and when I was in junior college and playing basketball, we'd have quiet study, and usually I like even tutored a lot of the team and stuff. But I was in the thick of like the wild, parents are getting divorced, grandpa died, bunch of my friends are dying, all this stuff. One of my teammates who was, I guess, giving me shit for a few days, but he like said something innocuous like cannonball, and I got up and took one of those desk chair combinations and lifted it up to like smash it over his head. I literally took it to go like this. One of my other teammates caught it, and this kid just like two-pieced me so fast that I was like,
yeah, because he's watching a desk come down, and then he sees a moment of reprieve, and he's like, got him.
Yeah, and the desk falls on you, and you're like, no.
Dude, it's so funny when you think of the stupidest shit you've ever fought for, the most innocuous. Like, 4th grade, my first fight ever was because
My first fight was 4th grade.
this fat kid called me Daniel Boone. I just fucking lit him up. It was right under the basketball hoop. He's like, whatever, Daniel Boone. And I was like, and then I went to that, and then they're like, Daniel Soder. And I was like, I got in trouble.
I got kicked off my bus in first grade for the whole year because I beat the shit out of this kid that said your mama, and then I got off the bus and tore somebody's fence out of their yard.
Yo, first grade, Mike Cannon. I say out there to all the parents, tell your children.
That means you're like 8.
My mom had to drive me every day to school.
Dude,
All right, wait. 8-year-old Mike Cannon or 13-year-old Mike Tyson?
8-year-old Mike Cannon, I'm walking through. I'm walking through. I don't
High
care.
knees.
I'll watch that fence get ripped out, and then I'll fucking peel my shirt off and fuck that kid up.
What he's Donkey Kong throwing the fence? You just hit him right?
Because I wouldn't be afraid of it because the noises he would be making were this. I fucking hate you. The noises 13-year-old Tyson makes are these.
Yeah.
And you're like,
That's when you want to make your Irish goodbye.